Hello and welcome back to the Juniper Veil. Today I want to use the Endless Tarot and I want to use it as a panorama. So again, this is the Endless Tarot by Maille. You can look him up on Google because he has a website. He also has other tarot decks. He has a oracle deck that is similar to this one that hopefully I will get one day. It's very nice. So with the panorama, and all this information is in his book that comes with it, and he also has it as a PDF online. So when you do a panorama spread, you're putting the cards next to each other, but they're not. It's not like a sequence. So it's not like you're looking at this card and then later on this will happen, or later on this and later on this. It's actually they all work together. And what's very interesting about his cards, as I was reading through his guidebook, is that there's so much you can look at in his cards. Which way they're facing, which way is the path going, does the water disappear from one card to the next, etc. So there's a lot of different things you can look at in the cards to sort of tell the story about what you're asking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask about, for some reason, I felt like I want to ask about Pete Hegseth. I want to see what Hegseth's January is going to be like. With these types of cards, I don't do reversals, especially if I'm going to do a panorama because of this way it'll line up really nicely. I mean, I suppose you could do reversals with this card. It depends on the spread you do, but I am going to do a panorama. So what's in store for Pete Hegseth in January? You know what? I forgot to do my sage. I love the smell. I love that smell. And the Florida water. I went back to my purple background here. Holidays are over, sadly. How many cards do I want to do? I think I want to do 6, and then if I feel as though I need some type of clarifier, I'll add on. One more. All right. So what's coming up January 2026 for Pete Hegseth? Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's especially only for me to practice cards. But who knows what we'll see. All right, we got the 8 of Pentacles, Temperance, the Empress, 6 of Pentacles, Justice, and the 9 of Wands. All right. So let's just look at these cards as they are. You can see how they kind of match up. The woods in the background matches up with the sky. They show different scenes. Some of them have people in them, some of them don't. So I'm trying to sort of see what kind of story this tells me. It's like a scene, so it's like a snapshot. Um, Technically, all of these events are taking place simultaneously. So let's see how we can read through this and pull them out. All right, so Temperance is after death, right? We have the Six of Pentacles. So we have people here. It looks like people of authority giving away pentacles. It's kind of like charity. You also have the scales. So it looks like justice, and you're right next to justice. These two both have the scales in it. So I'm thinking that justice is going to be a big part of his January. Now, is that justice for him, or is that justice, him trying to find justice in regards to somebody else, like Mark Kelly? I know that he wants to strip away a title or take away money from him because of that video that was created. Um, so I'm wondering which justice that is. The Empress, I'm curious about. So in this deck, the Empress doesn't show an actual person, but it does have pomegranates. And it does have wheat. So that is like fertility. So I wonder who the Empress is for him. In this deck, let's see, for Temperance, we have like a mill, right? There's a waterfall and there's a mill. The mill seems to be working. There's lights on. There's smoke coming out of the chimney. Really nice cards. That's along a water. Empress has, it looks like snow. The Nine of Wands, it's a fun card, has the cat in the front. And the cat is watching these people crossing the water with their wands ablaze, right? They look like torches. So is this people coming for someone? That could be. Pentacles, money. So we have two cards about money. This Eight of Pentacles, you can see it's on oh, I've forgotten what it's called. Anvil. So somebody was creating those pentacles, like making something. So not everything, not all these cards have people in them. Only the last three. So that's interesting. So what is this telling us? This is a lot of fun. I wonder what the Six of Pentacles has to do with Hegseth, other than there is this balancing up here with the scales, but this has to do with money balancing, and this has to do with balancing justice for this one. Let me look up just to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. So I still have to look things up. Temperance, moderation, adjustment, experimentation. Maybe he's adjusting to creating something new. Let's see. And what's cool about this deck, right? In the guidebook, he has things like, the meanings of the cards typically. And then there's also an extra part for when you're using it in Panorama, to kind of give you a note to look at other things within the cards as well. So I'm using the Temperance as an example, and it says that it may be beneficial to look near this card for other sources of water or for structures that may be benefiting from the energy of the water wheel depicted here. Temperance is a card of balancing and of strength gained through the process of trial and error. What do the waters of temperance flow? Or where do the waters of temperance flow in your reading? Who exists within the larger reading to benefit from the energy created here? So that's very interesting. So I'm probably going to look up all of these cards because I think the panorama explanation is going to help me to figure this out. So let's see the Eight of Pentacles and the panorama. So Eight of Pentacles, mastery, meaningful work, right? We have the anvil here. We're creating metal, right? Maybe we're creating the pentacles, or the pentacles are helping us to create. You find figures nearby who seem to operate the forge on this card. You may see others who appear to neglect it. Notice if anyone in your reading appears connected to this place. They may be someone who is working to master a skill or perhaps already has. Take a moment to notice anything in your reading that appears to be in a state of construction. The card may suggest that repetitive, meaningful work might need to be needed to achieve the goals presented on the cards. So, I mean, the mill is working as well, right? So there's energy creation, really. There's a building of something here. And then the water can be like emotional, but it can also be like a life force. So I also have my pentacles here. So let me look at the Six of Pentacles in the panorama. You take note of how resources are shared within the larger reading. If the pentacles being distributed on this card were taking out into the world around it, how would that world be changed? Nearby cards may suggest obstacles which can be overcome through a sharing of resources, wealth, and healing. So that's interesting. It's near Justice and it's near the Empress. So if money is being spread around, is he using that money to try to bring his own justice to like Mark Kelly? Or is justice gonna usurp that money, right? Or is justice actually gonna turn out how it should as opposed to being bought? And is the Empress helping to fund that money? Interesting. Let me look at the Nine of Wands. So, Nine of Wands, 9 cards. So, it's like the last leg of a journey, talking about inner reserves and pushing through. So, the bridge on this card will likely seem to connect two other scenes, but it's at our end. But maybe I could do a clarifier if needed, indicating the crossing from one area into the next. Ask yourself what is being left behind and what you may already have overcome. The other side of the bridge may indicate the final obstacle that lies ahead of you, or even show helpful tools or allies that can help you to reach your final destination. So, I mean, to me, these people on the bridge don't seem happy. They seem like a crowd, right? That, what would you call it? I forgot what you call it. But they crowd with the torches. They may seem angry about something. Is this have to do with the charges that he's trying to get against Mark Kelly? I think people are angry about that. I think a lot of things the Trump administration has to do with money. There's a lot of money moving around. Um, and since these are next to each other, that would say to me that getting, his comeuppance on Mark Kelly also involves money. So the Empress, let me look up the Empress. Nurturing well-being, cultivation. Try to imagine who tends the fields and orchards on this card and who nourishes themselves from them. The Empress often represents the idea of cultivation and nurturing. These things take effort. Someone must plant the seeds and care for them. Can you imagine a figure or a place in your larger reading, the well-being of which relies upon the Empress? Did I look up? Oh, let me look up justice. No, did I look up justice already? No. In the panorama, justice figures and other cards may seem to be moving toward justice. observing it from a distance, ignoring its presence, or fleeing from it. All of these interactions may be clues on the way in which justice is being fulfilled or denied in your reading. Structures like castles near justice may indicate the presence of authority where justice is being carried out, either by their hand or against them. More humble settings and figures could suggest that justice is being served for or to those of lesser means than powerful authority figures. So we have people on both sides of justice. This, the Nine of Wands, to me, these people are not authority figures. On the Six of Pentacles, we have authority figures handing out pentacles. So this is very interesting. If it could be that the Pete Hegseth gets his way in some way in regards to justice, and the people are angry. They're moving away from justice because maybe they don't feel justice has been served. These people are collecting money. Could this be the reason why justice wasn't served? They were basically bribed. So I don't know if this exactly has to do with Mark Kelly or just, other things going on. But Mark Kelly is the one that comes out because I know that Pete Hegseth has just recently um, trying to get him court-martialed. The Empress is nurturing temperance. I mean, there's a lot of hard work being done by the mill, and it is helping to moderate. And then the Pentacles is also hard work. So these three things are like producing something. I don't have water. I have water here and water here. This is just a field. This is a workshop. So I think Pete has his hands in a lot of different areas where things are changing in the background. I think he is working hard. You can look at the card for temperance, and because it is known that he has or has had issues with alcohol in the past, you can relate that to alcohol. Maybe this is entertainment purposes only. I mean, he could be doing well and not actually drinking. I mean, it is January 1st. A lot of people try to sort of kick certain habits. So he could be spending January doing a lot of work. He's trying to create something. And I think that something is trying to get Mark Kelly court martialed. So I believe he is working hard. He's this Eight of Pentacles says to me creation. So is he making something up? Because it doesn't say to me building, like building a case. This says more like something is being created. It may not be truthful. Water. I want to say, if we think about, I don't know if, oh, this does have that. Okay. Let me look up cups, even though this isn't cups, but I'm looking up. Element of water is also emotions, right? Of us embrace, share, or process emotions. So I mean, I think it wouldn't be weird to say that possibly has a nice little New Year's resolution going on or something where he's trying to do better when it comes to drinking, entertainment purposes only. Like I said, this is just January, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen. The Empress is still about like nurturing. Maybe it's his wife. maybe she's trying to help him with the temperance. So I think he's building a case against Mark Kelly. He's doing some personal work probably on himself, especially with the water and emotions. And I think he's being helped probably by his wife or maybe another woman. When it comes to justice, I think he's also thinking about ways in order to create an outcome that he wants. This could be bribery, this could be the passing of knowledge, certain things that he knows that other people don't know, that may also cause someone to make a decision that he wants them to. Um, and I think that the people are not happy. They don't feel like justice is going to be served, or they're worried because they don't believe that Mark Kelly should be put up on any charges at all. He just did what you would normally tell someone who works in the military. He didn't make anything up. So I think that's going to be Pete Hegseth's month of January. So I think this is interesting because it kind of talks about personal stuff that he's kind of doing, and then the more of the stuff that we actually see. So I think that's interesting because the cards where we see people looks like the stuff we see in the public. The cards where we don't see people seems something that may be more inner for him or something that he's doing behind the scenes. I kind of want to pull a clarification card, but I think that's good. If I were to pull one card, I just want to see what it would say. And that would be the Five of Pentacles. Isn't that like charity? We have the door here. It's like a church, right? Stained glass. So, but the church is no longer there. It's not really a door, it's a window. Again, we have the Pentacles, but this is the Five of Pentacles. Scarcity, being at risk, and lacking security. So this card, it's showing that there are now ruins, right, of this church that once stood. So there's a lack of security, a feeling of being at risk. Were these buildings once temples, cities, castles? I would say that was a church. What message does this answer imply? What resources are scarce or lacking as a result of the ruins of this card? Perhaps more importantly, what remains in spite of that scarcity? Do figures in your reading still come to this place, and why? So let me put this on the end. And it looks like these people are going towards the church. They want security, I think. So I think they still kind of go there. It's not what it once was, but I still think people sort of flee there in a way because they're not happy and they don't feel like justice is coming. They lack security. So maybe Hegseth kind of feels the same way too. He may have some doubts about the security of his position within the administration. That's what I think that is also saying. He's having some self doubt. Okay. All right. So thank you very much. I went back to my iPhone because it just has better quality. Uh, I'm still not happy with the lighting, but it's okay. But the way I see it in my eyes and then the way I see it on the computer, I'm like, it's just not right. But I think it's okay. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, leave any comments you would like. Please like the video if you did like it. I hope to do more card pulls with this deck because it's a very beautiful deck. So I'm gonna link the website for the creator in the description box. And thank you so much and have a good day.